imagine that. Every decision you make could alter the outcome. What if each movement on the chart isn't just numbers, but the key to seizing the perfect moment? Or is there something hiding behind those familiar indicators? What if everything you thought you knew about trends is just a small part of a much bigger game? When is the right moment to take a risk? And when should you stay in the shadows? And most importantly, what if it's not just about profit, but a chance to master this world of chaos? Today, I'll show you how to set up indicators to catch the most profitable entry points. You'll learn which asset pairs bring the highest returns and how to minimize risks. Ready to dive in? All right, let's get started with today's trading. Today I'm trading stocks, and all the assets with the most optimal price movements and payout percentages are visible to you right now. I've already done a detailed market analysis over the last period, and I've concluded that today we'll be using the following set of indicators. It includes the alligator with default settings, the fractal with a period of 5, the 8x oscillator with a 15-period setting, and the momentum oscillator with a period of 15. Today we'll focus on the trend, observe price movements, and the 8x will show us the overall direction, as well as potential turning points for trend reversals. We'll be analyzing all of this as we go, and I'm sure by the end of the session you'll understand how to use these indicators effectively. I always try to explain every trade in detail. We'll be trading on a 1-minute time frame, and I'm planning to make a solid deposit boost. Let's start with the first trade using the full balance of $70. Let's pick the first asset and find the most optimal entry point. Now, let's open our first position for a sell based on the actual trend direction. As you can see, the ADX reached its peak value for this price movement, 50%. After that, the trend reversed, and now we have a downward movement. There was also a pullback in the trend, and a new local structural high was formed, which means we can open a sell position here. Let's see the result of this trade. The first trade closes easily in the green. Great. Next, we'll open a position using the maximum balance amount. Let's continue and find the next optimal entry point. Now, without delay, we can open a position for a buy. Just like in the previous trade, the ADX reached its peak 53% during the downward movement. We're now seeing a trend reversal and overall rising volumes. There was also a pullback, and after this pullback, we can enter based on the trend. Let's watch the result. The position closes confidently in the green. Next, we'll open another trade using the full balance, no room for mistakes. I think everything was clear. I've tried to explain everything in detail, and in such situations you can open similar trades. Let's continue trading and pick the next asset. Let's try opening a position for a buy here. We just saw an update to the local structural minimum, and after this update, it becomes clear that we can open a trade in the upward direction. Just like in the previous trade, the ADX reached its peak and is now showing a trend reversal. Earlier, the trend was downward, so after this pullback, we can open a position to buy. As you can see, the trade closed confidently in the green. Now, let's open the next trade using the full balance again. I think everything was clear here as well. This trade is very similar to the previous one. Almost the same conditions. As you can see, both positions closed in the green without any problems. Let's continue trading and pick the next optimal entry point. Let's open a position for a sell based on the trend. The market is showing weak volatility, so in this case, it's better to open a position in the direction of the trend. We also had a pullback in the price movement earlier, and the local structural maximum was updated. After this update, the price crossed all three of the alligator's moving averages. Now, the alligator's lines are signaling a trend reversal. Let's watch the result. And the trade confidently closes in the green. Great result for today's trading. Now let's open the next trade for $51. I won't risk the full balance anymore. In case of a loss, I'll probably open another position for around $100. Let's continue and pick the next stock. And here I'll open my first position for a sell. If this trade doesn't work out, I'll likely open the next one for a sell as well. Let's take a closer look at the price movement dynamics. As we can see, ADX reached 65%, which is a very high value. After such a peak, I believe the price movement should reverse a bit and move down. The alligator's moving averages are showing a downward trend, and volumes have crossed the average value, indicating strong and reliable parameters. So, I'm opening this position for a sell. And the first trade closed in the red. Let's take a closer look. The price movement is somewhat average right now, but there could be a reversal soon. I'll try opening a second position for a buy. I'm interested in this entry point, though I think a sell might have been a better choice here. However, the structural local minimum has been updated, and with weak volatility, there are good conditions to open a buy position. Let's see how this trade performs. Well, I was right after all. The position should have been opened for a sell, and my initial decision was spot on. But no worries, overall the profit from today's trading is more than satisfactory. In fact, it's a solid result. Even though the last two trades closed in the red, I won't let that get me down. Let's wrap up today's trading session. I believe it's been quite productive. Let's lock in the profit for today and proceed with the withdrawal. Today's profit totals $730. The withdrawal operation is being processed successfully. So that's how today's trading went, and as you can see, with a good understanding of the indicators and proper market analysis, this strategy gives some pretty solid signals. As you saw today, several trades were opened following the same principles, and they all worked out flawlessly. A bit of practice, and you'll be able to do it too. Thanks for watching, have a great day, and see you soon. And that's a wrap for today's trading session. But did I make the right decisions with each entry? Could I have taken even more profit from the market? How do you think the next trade will turn out if I follow this strategy again?